with the greatest woman of all time, Claressa. First off, just how are you feeling after getting that first MMA victory?
I feel good. I mean, I'm here. I just fought Thursday. Today is Saturday. Shakur just won. I feel good.
How tough was that compared to being in a, prize fight in boxing?
I really want to say it was tough. It was more like it was new, and I spent only 7 months, and I got put in there with the veteran who've been doing MMA for 12 years, and who was more experienced than me on the ground, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and I'm not a belt in jiu-jitsu at all.
Right.
So I kind of went in there, and she had the better experience, but I just know me, and I believe that I'm a better street fighter than boxer any day. So I just kind of took that with me and used what I've been learning, and I was able to come out on top.
Can you tell us what it was like training with Coach Wink, obviously John Jones, Holly Holmes, some of the best in the world of MMA?
Yeah, it was great training with them. I mean, like, I had some great sparring sessions with Holly Holmes, some great training sessions with Johnny Bones. I work with Coach Jackson and Coach Wink every day on my ground game, and I was able to get better every day, but like I said, it's only been 6 to 7 months, so I can't wait to see what I look like in 3 years, 2 years.
Now, obviously, I wasn't the only one tuned in. It seemed like all of social media was very impressed with your composure. That was one of the things everybody saw was your composure. Even when you got took out, to the ground, you remained very composed. Talk to us about that and what it was that you learned that in camp with Coach Wink that was able to help you with that.
Well, when we worked so much on the ground game in camp that when she took me down, it was like, okay, let's work our way to get back up. I knew how to get back up. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, but it was a great thing to experience. I was happy to see that she tried to get me in an iron bar, tried to get me in a triangle, and I just was like, nope, 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 because we train that stuff, and it's like, and there's no reason to freak out. So I think for the fight that I chose, like so many months ago, to choose faith over fear. And I just was like, look, I'm gonna go in here and do me, and believe in my training, believe in my coaches, and put my best foot forward. And really, win, lose, or draw, I'll never be mad about that.
Why is women's MMA so much better marketed than women's boxing, in your opinion?
In my opinion, women's MMA is more marketed than women's boxing because it's fair. The women fight 3 5-minute rounds. So does the men. You fight for a world championship fight, 5-minute rounds, 5 rounds, men and women. Boxing doesn't have that. They have all these rules to make it seem like women are weaker and women aren't capable. And boxing fans don't like that. They want to see us fight 36 minutes. They want to see us get knockouts. And it's hard to get knockouts in 20 minutes. Nobody can tell me that I don't have power. I just knocked out a girl in the 3rd round, and I was down 2 rounds. She wrestled me, jiu-jitsu me, all that, and I was still able to half gas and take her out. So I definitely got a lot of power, but I don't have enough time to knock these girls out. It's only 20 minutes compared to 36.
Claressa, you've become the GOAT in boxing, but do you have a goal to become the GOAT in all of sports? Could you make that happen by being an MMA world champ, maybe in the UFC and boxing? Is that a goal in your mind at all? Or?
My goal right now is just to be boxing champ and MMA champ at the same time. So right now I'm signed with the PFL. I'm signed with them for 3 years. I want to be the champ of the PFL maybe next year or the year after that, and also hold my belts in boxing at the same time. That's my first goal. I'll focus on the UFC when it's time, but right now I'm 100% committed to the PFL, and looking forward to fighting those girls whenever my coaches feel like it's time for me to fight them.
Will your next fight be boxing or MMA?
MMA will be my next fight.
MMA again?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of Pacquiao Spence coming up August 21st? Who wins that fight?
I'm definitely going for Earl Spence. I think Pacquiao still is dangerous, and I would love that if Earl Spence would go and talk with Floyd and just get the inside info, because he's already been inside there with him. So I think that Earl will prevail, but I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight.
So really quick, you just said MMA is next. When can we see you next in a ring, not a cage?
Possibly at the end of the year.
For boxing?
Yeah.
What about PFL?
PFL will be sometime in August.
So what were your thoughts on you being main event? Obviously, pro debut in MMA, that was pretty dope, right? They got tournaments going on. They had some big names. Cassius Clay Collar was co-main event. What were your thoughts on you being not just main event, but obviously the star power that you draw in women's combat sports?
I'm a one-in-a-lifetime kind of athlete, and the PFL recognized that. I guess the world of boxing didn't want to recognize that and didn't want to put me on that stage, but the PFL know. Like, they come see me train. They talk to the coaches, and everybody's 100% honest. And I am that once-in-a-lifetime athlete, and I can be MMA world champ. And I was able to show that on Thursday.
So what needs to happen in order for boxing to recognize that? Because we recognize that as media. What does mainstream and what do the promoters and the networks need to recognize about you in order for this to happen?
Networks in boxing need to just pay women fairly and give women equal opportunities. But look, equal is equal. Like 100 equal 100. Whatever you do for the men, you do for the women. It's not rocket science, but all the people up top in boxing say, oh, we want equality. We want women to get paid. Well, y'all the ones who cut the check, so just cut the damn check.
Claressa, you mentioned you want Errol, he should go see Floyd since the man been in the ring. But what tips, you got a great IQ. What tips what do you think Errol's got to do to beat Pacquiao?
He got to be in top shape. He got to let his hands go. He got to watch out for the angles. And I think he got to have quick eyes. Look, Pacquiao was 40 or 41 or whatever, but man, that dude trained, he work out still, and he's fighting for a lot. So I believe that Pacquiao is not letting age get to him. So I think that Earl just needs to make sure he just be sharp in there and have his eyes open.
And with Shakur tonight, he pitched the shutout. Counter-punching defense was beautiful, but
always.
Do you want to see, him fight on the front foot more? Does he got to put it all together and be more complete, or everything he did was fine?
A little bit more action.
Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter. To me, he will prevail over anybody at 130 pounds, even at 135 to me.
Really, over Lopez and all that?
He's still young. Mm-hmm. He's still young, but I don't see any of those guys, and I got a lot of respect for them, but Shakur is a different animal. And I think that right now he's growing. And we just came out of the Olympics together in 2016. It's 2021. He's starting to put his foot forward more and throw his power shots. He got to learn himself as a pro and figure out when he can throw those power shots and when he can smell that when it's time to get somebody.
Right.
And I feel like it's coming because he is a mean dude for real. And he just looked that way, but Shakur is a beast. I think that it's coming. So he looked perfect to me tonight. And the name of the game is to get hit. It's to hit and not get hit. He did that perfectly, like I do that perfectly. And the knockouts are gonna come. But right now, like I said, he's growing. And
lastly, Claressa, Canelo versus Caleb Plant. How do you see that fight going? Do you think Caleb Plant can pull off that upset, or Canelo stays on top?
Anybody that fights Canelo, they gotta come in here and they gotta fight like Claressa Shields, but they gotta have a man body. And I'm saying, like, Caleb Plant gotta come, he gotta be slick, he gotta have power, he gotta move his head, he gotta be able to hurt Canelo. Like, he can't just, what's up, Jared? He can't just go in there and just box. Yeah, I'm good. He can't.